Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, the master of inconsistency, Carl Charles.
And the man underneath the red hood, CY Chan.
And over in England, we finally got Titans Season 3, so we binge watched it. And now we're going to talk about what we thought of the third season of the Titans, a show that I know CY is a bit about.
Right, okay, so I was gonna, okay, so I hate watch this show. I watch it, I hate it, and then I just come back for more, and then infuriate some people because it's illogical sometimes, right? Stuff that it just sometimes it's has violence and nudity or whatever for the sake of it, not to progress the story. Sometimes it's like, all right, and you're throwing swearing and stuff, and it just. If it was the Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. If it was Justice League Dark or something, fair enough, right? Swamp Thing even, yeah? Or the Vertigos or something, right? Or a team that actually was supposed to, like, that can work in this kind of dark world.
Yeah.
But the Titans is not that. Titans is the Teen Sidekicks.
No, that's the Teen Titans. They're not called the Teen Titans.
Yeah, okay. But they are not the characters that should inhabit a world like this.
I can see what you mean. Yeah,
that's my main beef. And then the writing is terrible. Season 1 and 2, all right, are what they are, and just I go, oh yeah. But you know what? I have to say, season 3 was. What did you like season 3?
Yeah, I liked it. Really did.
Did you like the other seasons?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I thought season 3 was better than the other 2 seasons. Yeah, that's mainly.
Don't get me wrong. Some of the things are quite questionable and stuff, but then because of the universe they've set up, I'm like, you know what? It makes sense for this universe. It's not.
Okay. So let me ask you. When you say questionable, do you mean questionable from the characters do things that are questionable, or do you mean questionable as in it's written not well?
No, character-wise, I mean, like.
Okay. No, but I can accept characters doing certain things, right? I just think sometimes the writing as to why they do it, it's not the best way to be done. It's just like sometimes, all right, well, we've got to have the A character get to this point, and let's just have one character just do this to get them to, you know?
Yeah. That's true. But with a lot of these things, like I've said before, some of the things characters do and stuff, I see it written in a more realistic version because, like, in comics and stuff, people are written a bit too perfect, like they wouldn't do this because blah, blah, blah. But in these sort of shows, this and another show, I said this about before, it's done realistically because people are stupid and they always do things that have no logic to it.
All right, okay. Let me just think of a decent counter to what you're saying. It is true. It is true. People do stupid things, as we know in the world, right?
Yeah.
But it's frustrating to see characters do stupid things when you know they should not be doing it.
Yeah.
Even if I'm an outsider looking in, you're thinking, but no sane person would do that. Except that, obviously, like you're saying, in the real world, people do stupid things. You're like, all right, turns out same people would actually do that. Some of these.
Yeah. That's how I see it. I'm like, okay, cool. There's no point in me trying to find logic in stupid people. So it's like, I can see why someone would do something like that. For example, blowing up a spaceship so someone can't leave the planet.
Yeah.
Even though you helped make it. You know what I mean? Like, same problem I sort of had with bits in Eternals. Yeah. I was like, that makes no sense, but I can see why that person does it because people are stupid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, right, okay, as you say, sometimes in people's logic, in the character's logic, like, I can see why the character did it, even though they're not thinking with their brain and they're thinking with their emotions or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Fair enough. But sometimes people do stupid things, like in this show, and you're like, should never have done that. That just plain stupid.
Yeah. But these are all emotionally broken people, so again,
it's true. It's true. Yeah, to be fair, how they set up these characters, and what they do make sense because they're not. I don't want to say necessarily happy-go-lucky, right? But I don't think logically anymore. They just. No. But these are not the characters that would be in this state in the first place as well. That's the other issue.
Yeah. But again, I said, because this world is full of like broken, stupid people, I was like, yep, I allow it. Makes sense to me.
So
Question
we start with what? Jason Todd. Okay, so Jason Todd being stupid, right? Okay, first of all, I do like the guy who plays Jason Todd. I think he plays Jason Todd really well, actually.
Yeah.
And then when Jason Todd character does stuff that he does, I'm like, you know what? I can't find fault in what he's doing because he's stupid and he's doing stupid things, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, he's an angry child doing angry child things. And
Yeah.
Like, it makes perfect sense to do that. And then, so basically, he finds the Joker. Well, using the the Bat computer pops up with some stuff saying they found the Joker, right?
Yeah.
And then Jason Todd's getting flashbacks of when he got dropped off the building.
Yeah.
In season 2, nothing to do with the Joker, but it's just like, oh, the fear took him.
Yeah, basically.
So I'm going to show myself as fearless. I'm going to do the job that Batman can't catch the Joker.
Yeah.
But I'm still scared. So what I do, inhale some anti-fear toxin.
Yeah.
And go to fight the Joker, and then get beat up and killed. So. Actually, you didn't even he found the Joker. Didn't even find the Joker because we never actually see the Joker.
No, I'm glad about
face.
that. I'm so glad.
Yeah, because they didn't need to show.
No.
But the way they shot it is actually pretty well because he crowbarred, and then you got a dude standing over him laughing, smashing him with a crowbar. Like,
yeah.
Right. Makes sense. Yeah. So that's how they start off with that, right?
Yeah. Because I thought, that's quite brave. I thought it was gonna like do it halfway through. I was like, oh no, this makes sense.
Well, here's the issue because we know that Red Hood, like as comic book readers, we know that Red Hood's in it because they advertise Red Hood, and we know who Red Hood is.
Yeah.
Red Hood's Jason Todd. So it's not a surprise to us. And I don't think they try to make it a surprise either. To just like, well, Jason Todd's dead, right? And then there's a new character in Gotham. About Jason Todd's height, about Jason Todd's weight, about Jason Todd's size. Who could it be? You know?
Yeah, it's a bit suspect.
But I think it was more like when you watch Captain America: Winter Soldier, we know he's Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
But it's more of the how and the why.
Yeah, of course.
And this had an intriguing how and why it got to the point where. So okay, he dies. Then Dick comes back to Gotham to speak to Bruce.
To comfort his father, Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce is kind of falling apart because Alfred's dead. And actually, I think it was quite well acted actually because Ian Glenn, who was playing Bruce Wayne, is way older than Bruce Wayne should be, but whatever, right? And he's starting to try. Dick's looking through the files, and there's all these recruits for the new Robins, like Carrie Kelly and Duke Thomas and
Duke Thomas. There was someone
Stephanie
else.
Brown.
Stephanie Brown. There was another one. I didn't get that one, but
yeah, I forgot who the other name was, but there was another one. And and he's like, "What are you doing? Recruit? Like Jason just died. You're recruiting another." So, like, you're trying to recruit another Robin, and then Bruce is like, wavering voices like, "Do you want to be Robin again? Can you like he can't handle what's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh, you know what? That's quite well done." And then Dick's like, "No, I don't want to be Robin," but he doesn't even say it the way I said it.
Yeah,
effing don't want to be Robin. Like, oh, come on.
Yeah, like this moment, I thought you don't need to do this to Bruce at the moment because he's going through something really bad.
That's what I'm saying. Parts of this show is they swear because they can sometimes, I think.
Yeah.
But then again, as well, people will speak like that in the real world.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I don't want to. Some of them is you're trying to make yourself sound tougher than you are. Sometimes you actually are infuriated, but and then you throw swear words in when you don't need to. But whatever, right?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
But it's just like that. Those emphasis on those words just threw Bruce down into a further downward spiral.
Yeah. Because in a way, you could say Dick's to blame for what happens next.
Well, no, okay, yes and no, but okay, hold on. I would say that Bruce was kind of yes. He was on that teetering edge, yeah.
Yeah.
And Dick could have talked him down, but this show is not like that kind of show, okay?
Nope. Which I love.
This show is where people do things to completely go in the opposite direction as they should.
Yeah.
And so Nick is sleeping in Wayne Manor. Next thing you know, Bruce is at the entrance of his room. throws down a crowbar, bloody crowbar. As soon as I did it, I'd done it. I smashed the Joker's skull and
I ended it. Yeah.
yeah, and he laughed at me while I did it. And
Yeah, and Dick's like, wait, what? You need to start again. You just come to my room covered in blood. I have no idea what's going on. Thanks.
and then basically Bruce just turns away and walks off. And then
Yeah. He goes, be a better Batman, son, and just leaves. And Dick's like, okay, wait, what?
yeah. I'm like, what? Not what am I watching, but like, goodness me, I hate it. I'm gonna watch it.
I love it.
But yeah, you know, I find with this show, yeah, like you said, at some point it's gonna get me so it's gonna get so over on me that I will enjoy looking forward to the next level that they take it. Yeah, so it's gonna go around from the hate to love. That yeah.
Yeah, it could do. It could do. Who knows?
It's so great. Like, you know, I'm starting to accept it. That's the thing. I'm starting to accept it. Not to say I like it, but I accept it for what it is. And then I'm just going to be. I don't think it. Okay, personally, I don't think it's in on the joke that it is, right? But at some point, it's going to be in, and I'm also going to be in on that joke.
But
and I'll be going.
I personally don't see anything. Right, like I agree with you. The swearing and stuff's a bit too much.
Yeah.
Like, but then like I feel the characters in this are quite well developed for the broken world they're in. Because like when you watch other superhero shows, it's too everything's sort of perfect sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't really deal with these sort of issues they deal with in this. Like, but I don't know.
No, you go on.
No, like when you take any of the Marvel shows, they're not like this at all, are they? It's like
Yeah.
everything's gonna be alright in the end, sort of thing. Even with like the sort of the CW shows, they don't hit on the issues this show has. Even though some of the issues in the shows are way over the top, but
Yeah.
that's why I don't know. That's why I like it because it's different.
I'll tell you something that's also a bit funny. But you've seen the promotional pictures of Nightwing Suit, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think the suit looks decent itself, but the crotch is too low.
Yeah.
Because where his hands are, when he's standing next to everyone else, right, like Superboy and all the other guys, right, your hands don't go out at a certain point. But his crotch is lower than where his hands are. Not lower where his hands are, but his torso looks really long.
Yeah.
So I was like, why does the torso look really long? But I just think it's, yeah, the crotch is a bit low for some reason. I don't know why they did that.
Might be his body. Who knows?
Yeah, it might be. But it just makes his legs look short as well. That's the other issue. That's why he's like, it looks ill proportioned. I'm not sure why. And then I figured it out. I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, so Batman beat up and killed the Joker. Got told to tells Nightwing to be a better Batman, and then basically now this season is set in Gotham.
Yeah.
And we just try. Oh, and so the new character of the Red Hood slices up all like the sets up. Okay, the underworld of Gotham is having a meeting. He kills one of the gang members or whatever, gang leaders, and then he throws a bag on the table and says, "Look in the bag," and he's like, "Yeah." In the bag is the heads of all their lieutenants. And he goes, I did this in one weekend. One evening.
Yeah, imagine what I could do if I had all night or something like that. Yeah. Which is taken from the actual comic. This scene.
Yeah, and adapted from the animated.
Under the Red Hood. Yeah.
And yeah, it was like, okay, and he's like, I'll protect you against Batman. So here I can understand, by the way, because we know who Red Hood is, why he would say why he's working with the underworld, why he's saying I'll protect you against Batman, because the Scarecrow is the main villain of the series, and he's been manipulating Jason Todd and making him take the anti-fear gas, and then that stuff makes people go crazy. The way that he's tweaking it,
yeah, makes them into like homicidal maniacs. Which is,
yeah. So I could see here cleared that up. I don't know why in the comics and in the animated movie, Jason Todd said, okay, obviously he wants to fight the Batman. Yeah, that's fair enough. But
yeah,
it was more of like a revenge thing.
Yeah. But
then why is he working with the underworld? Gotham's underworld, you know?
What, in this?
No, not in this. In
the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, this kind of made more sense for the Jason Todd character than the comic version, because in this, he's not really pissed off at Bruce.
Yeah.
He's more pissed off with everyone else that sort of just turned their back on him. Bruce.
Yeah.
I don't know. They made a relationship better in this, I think. But sorry.
Yeah. I mean, like, the reason he's working with the underworld is obviously trying to create fears because of the fear gas and all that. Like, clouding his mind, not only that, but he's like, a lot of stuff that you can infer as explanations of why he does stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're going to deal with a lot of things at the same time, and he's working with the Scarecrow. He wants to rule the Gotham underworld. So it all makes sense.
Yeah. Such a weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, in this episode, we meet Barbara Gordon as well, who is commissioner of Gotham City. Yeah.
And we find out that Jim Gordon somehow died in a fight against Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, he got frozen to death. So, yeah.
Well, to be fair, I don't think they say Mr. Freeze, right? They just got frozen and shattered or something like that, right?
Something like that, yeah. I was like, oh, that's pretty sad. Yeah. But I liked how they sort of got rid of Commissioner Gordon and Alfred in this, because it's like, at this sort of age period that they were all in, they wouldn't really be alive, if that makes sense.
Well, no, that, right? But you remove core components from Bruce that would make him not kill the Joker.
Yeah.
Right? Two of them being Alfred and Jim Gordon, and then you make him have this beef with Nightwing. Not probably, but they're not as close as they should be.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, okay, you might have only done that to make Bruce kill the Joker.
Yeah.
But fair enough, it makes sense.
There's logical reasons behind it. Yeah. So you'll give the show that, so you know.
yeah, I do. Our boy Tim Drake.
Yeah. I like the tweet they've made to him as well.
Yeah. Now, he's Blasian, right?
Yeah. Half black, half Chinese.
Like, all right. Is the actor half Asian, half black?
I don't think so. I'm gonna quickly check on Wikipedia.
Well, I couldn't find enough detail about him, but I'm like, fair enough, you do that. Obviously, when you're speaking Chinese, I'm gonna have to put it right, even though I know Chinese.
Yeah.
I was like, was this Mandarin, or I can't decipher exactly how he's saying stuff. Properly, like, because he could have been just trying. I don't know. I couldn't. You know, sometimes you just can't work out because he's saying it so badly.
Yeah.
I was like, is he trying to say this or that? I don't even know which dialect he's meant to be saying. But whatever, right? Whatever. Okay. To be fair, it could have just been me just not listening to him properly, but I didn't want to rewind it because I'm watching the story. Yeah, but I like that change. Oh yeah, his mother's Asian, Chinese, whatever, and his dad's black. You know, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I like
even though all the Robins are basically white boys with, well, okay, to be fair, Dick Grayson has brown hair, and Jason Todd has what? Dark blonde? Well, darky blondie kind of hair, right?
I think so.
But you can never confuse the two.
No.
The same character.
No.
Even though in the comics, all three of them, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, and Dick Grayson, are all drawn the same.
Yeah. Just slightly different in age-wise. That's all heights.
Yeah. But you know what? I don't. I look. I thought the guy was actually going to become Robin at the end of the series. He doesn't. But
I was kind of glad they didn't do that because that would have been a bit too quick.
Yeah. Well, you know how this show goes.
Yeah, I know, but like literally, Jason Todd's like dead 2 days and there's already a new Robin. Even though it's longer than that, but you know what I mean. That's a bit too much.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah.
Well, this show does as this show does. That's all I can say about that.
Hey man, I love it.
Okay, so where were we up? Oh yeah, so we sidetracked there. Sorry. Whatever. So
nothing really much. Then I'm trying to remember. Doesn't Nightwing kind of told the Titans, "Hey, I might need you to come back to Gotham to help me because bad things are happening." Yeah.
Yeah, Red Hood's terrorizing Gotham. We gotta make sure the crime rate doesn't go up.
Yeah.
And then we have to go to Jonathan Crane
Yeah.
to get a psychological profile on the Red Hood. What?
Yeah. Because they've been using him as a psych profiler. The Gotham PD been using him as a psych profiler. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Nothing bad's gonna happen from this, is it?
Yeah, exactly. But what I do like in this season, they had the Scarecrow is the main villain for the entire thing.
Yeah.
In other seasons, in the other two seasons, they had season 1 was a bit nutty because Trigon was meant to be the main villain, except they had other things going on.
Yeah.
And season 2, Superboy was the final villain, except that he was nothing to do with most of the other story.
Cadmus was really the villain, not him. Yeah.
But he was the final boss.
Yeah, him and Beast Boy couldn't mind control.
Yeah.
So really, they weren't really the villains. They was fighting an organization or whatever. No, Deathstroke was the villain of season 2.
But this one's more concentrated on. See, okay, now they had they have the storyline, which is fine. Maybe they should have had some minor crimes done by minor other characters, just so you have other things in there. But that's all fine. I guess they were like, well, it's got to be Jason, it's got to be the Red Hood, and it's got to be related to Scarecrow, and we can't have too many things about other things to set in Gotham, and Gotham's a out of whack world.
Yeah. Plus, I think they may, because of how Warner Brothers is and all this weird stuff, they might not be able to use certain villains because of stupid policies they have. Because that same sort of problem they had with like Green Arrow, Arrow and all that, and the Justice League cartoon. They couldn't use certain things because they may be using it in projects that never actually like materialized.
Yeah.
They might have the same problem with this. So,
yeah. I mean, look. We're skipping back and forth, but there's good highlights overall in the series. Like whenever Jason Todd and Nightwing have their Red Hood and Nightwing have their little tussles.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, yeah. So that Red Hood's coming off as a decent threat, even though he's got guns, and somehow his aim must be really poor to allow Nightwing to get into range to fight using his batons.
But when you near the end, you kind of realize why.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to kill him.
Yeah. But then again, as well, in all shows, no villains can ever shoot anyone anyways. So I was like, fair enough. Yeah. But when people are throwing items at other people, you can hit them point blank. You just can't. I mean, you can, on point, but you can't shoot a gun at someone. Right, whatever. But then again, as we always know, in every movie, bullets don't really hit people.
No. Only when they need to for plot conveniency.
Yeah. So the hero can shoot one bullet and kill a bunch of henchmen with one bullet each, right?
Yeah.
And yet, when the hero gets shot with one bullet, he's still moving. So yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, you know what? They say never bring a gun to a knife fight, and never bring a knife to a fist fight, because in all those kung fu movies, if the whoever's got the weapon gets beat up usually.
Yep. They never.
But then again, you're watching it for the action, so you see why they do that.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Scarecrow character?
He was different. I liked him.
Yeah.
Like, because he was so, like, cowardly and stuff, I couldn't wait for him to be defeated, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, he made me want to see him get his upcomings.
Yeah. Vincent Cathazar. That's how it's pronounced. I'm not sure. I think he was. He did pretty well. He didn't look like the skinny, lanky physique of Jonathan Crane.
Yeah.
It's more of a dad bod, but I ain't cussing it. I'm just saying it goes with this different version of Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Because, like you're saying, he's got. At one point, he goes to find his own mother's psychiatry office.
Yeah.
And then he kind of she talks to him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, right, yeah, I can find you to come kill you.
And then she basically says like, you are nothing really. You're just you're a stupid kid with mother issues, but you've never got over. And you're like, oh wow, she just broke down his life. Wow.
Yeah. but then that kind of suited. Like, I mean, yeah, even though he never put the Scarecrow mask, probably because he don't like the body shape. You know, the Scarecrows are that particular image of a Scarecrow.
Yeah.
This guy's body is not that, right?
Mm.
But it would have been fun to see him in at least a mask or something like that, because they did have a prop mask.
Yeah. Would have been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of the... Okay. So somehow... So Jason Todd went to Jonathan Crane, right?
Yeah.
And Jonathan Crane worked out Jason Todd is Robin. First of all, because you're like, oh, if Jason Todd goes over there, says he's just GCPD, and Scarecrow goes, no, you would know exactly what I'm doing here if you were GCPD. You know that you would know I'm consulting, except that you don't, right?
Mm.
And then there's some other thing that got I think it's because Jason Todd knew certain information.
Yeah.
Like he had the fear gas, right?
Yeah.
Canister, and he said to Jonathan Crane about it, and Crane's like, only one person has that. So if he has that, then you must be his sidekick, right?
Yeah.
And then he just basically makes Jason learn chemistry.
Yeah.
You got to test the fear gas if you want to be anti-fear. You got to be able to make the fear agent and test it on yourself. Then you make you mix the chemicals, do whatever, and eventually you'll make the right one. But you've got to test these things out because you're not a chemist, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how many times he dosed himself with whatever he was trying to create, and then what kind of lunacy his mentality was from that point, because you're sucking fear gas.
Yeah.
And not only that, you're not testing on anything else but yourself. The amount of gas you inhaled. Yep. I see why you're gone a bit nutty as Reggie.
Yeah. And that's all stemmed because of the whole when you got kicked at the Titans, and then Bruce was like, "I don't need you to be Robin. I just need you. You don't have to be Robin to be my son." That bit quite got to me as well.
Yeah, but then at that point, Jason's okay, because he's like, you shouldn't be Robin any longer, and then Jason's like, well, that means you don't want me.
Yeah.
He takes it completely the wrong way, even though he does he's got a point, right?
Yeah.
And some people, oh yeah, I could prove to you that I'm worthy to be Robin. Take the anti-fear gas, go and fight the Joker. Boom.
Yeah.
Finished.
But, like, again, because like this situation, I kind of like, because he's a child, like a teenager.
Yeah.
So he's just seeing everything Bruce is saying as like the opposite, because he's angry in it. When Bruce is literally saying, like we said, you don't need to be Robin. You're I see you as my son. You don't need to be Robin. I'm still proud of you, but because of, like you said, all the stuff before, when Bruce was more of a dick. It was more of a dick, like not Dick Grayson, but an asshole.
Yeah.
When he didn't need someone anymore, he just got rid of him.
Yeah.
Which he kind of did with Dick Grayson. But he's learned his ways since then. But Jason doesn't know that, so he's just thinking he's been pushed aside.
You think I'm not good enough to be Robin?
Yeah.
Even though Bruce is more doing it for his own protection, he could probably be Robin later on. But it's like,
but
this is now not the time. Like, you're gonna have to take a break for a bit.
Yeah. Which is understandable, but kids gonna be kids, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. So. Oh, okay. So, they try. Okay, the Titans trying to find out where Jason Todd is.
Yeah.
In Gotham, and then Jason Todd calls Hawk.
Yeah.
And goes, "Hey, don't tell Dick. But I need. I know you have a. We kind of had beef before me. Jason and Hank.
Yeah.
But I know you're one to trust. I believe in you. But you can come and help me. Even though you're like, logically, these two have probably the biggest beef against each other, because they don't get along.
Yeah.
They're like, Hawk, you're an idiot, because this is a blatant trap, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, You're like, why would the guy who you don't get along with suddenly call you and then tell you not to tell everyone else? He didn't even call the guy he does get along with. I mean, if he called like Beast Boy or Nightwing, like, okay, you didn't even need to call Nightwing, right? But if you called Beast Boy, you'd be like, all right, maybe that makes more sense, right? But you call Hulk, the guy who wants to fight everybody. Yeah. Okay, so he goes to the location that Ritter tells him to. Basically tells him to strip off because, like, oh yeah, make sure you're not wired or anything like that. Swim in the pool.
Yeah,
naked,
to prove that
right?
you're not.
Yeah. Because he was joking about having a wire in his balls or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, jump in the water naked, swim to this end, and when you come out, I'll speak to you. He comes out, where are you? Bam! Jason Todd just sticks a meat hook bomb in his Hank's chest.
That runs it when your heartbeat goes down, it explodes.
Yeah.
Which is quite
so when
amazing.
Right, okay. So they're like, so then Dick and the Titans are in Wayne Manor. They're like, all right, we got to do this, that, and the other. Wait a minute, where's Hank? Oh no, yeah. Dawn's like, where's Hank? And there he is. I'm here. Stumbles into Wayne Manor with the bomb in his chest.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And so then Dick gets Superboy to try to come up with Superboy X-ray visions it.
Yeah.
Memorizes the wiring. And Dick's like, all right, what you got to do is just keep on going, creating a device that will bypass that.
Yeah.
Right? So he's like, oh, you see Superboy just sitting down for ages, and you see the bypass success rate.
Yeah.
Where they have to take the bomb, take the bomb off. And then I think Jason gets Dawn to, calls Dawn.
Yeah.
Tells her to come to a location. And we're like, oh, not this again.
Yeah.
Right? She beats up a bunch of people.
We skipped an important part.
Go on.
So Jason rings Dick and says, the only way I've got the device to deactivate the bomb, but the only way you get it if you steal this gold bar shipment and bring it to me.
Yep.
And that's when Hank's like, no, we don't deal with we don't negotiate with terrorists. I believe in Superboy. He'll be able to find a thing for me, be fine. And then Dick's like, okay, if that's what you want to do, we'll do it. But Dawn's like, no, we need to help Hank no matter what because it's family. And Dick's like, but Hank doesn't want us to do it. And I believe in my team. We can do this. Yeah. That's when Jason rings her. So I just remembered that.
So they do what they do. She goes to the location to beat up Red Hood. She's got a gun. He says, all right, I've got the switch here. You pull that trigger, you kill me. And I don't pull the switch. Don't pull the trigger. Yeah. I don't press the bomb. And Hank lives. All right?
Yeah.
So she's about to do it. Dick pops, and Nightwing just appears there and says, no, don't do it. They get in a tussle. Now I've got to say this, right? Do you think Dove and Nightwing are on the same level of fighting ability?
No.
Well, you would think that Nightwing could easily detain her, right?
Yeah.
Except obviously he can't for some reason, but whatever.
I think he's pulling these punches, obviously.
Right? Sorry?
I reckon he's pulling these punches because it's
different. Yeah. It'd be different if she was using her Dawn cape or whatever it is, the bulletproof whatever, to gain distance to keep him away. But I think they're just fine, and you're like, but he's got those buttons with electricity.
Yeah.
He could tase her.
Yeah.
Anyways.
He could, but you're trying to find logic in a comic book related thing. None of this makes this.
Well, no. I'm trying to find logic in a show full of illogic, right?
No,
that's why I am wrong. That's why I fall out of the trap there.
Yep. Because this happens in everything. Like, something could be easily sorted out, but we got a long way around it. But sorry, Karen.
So Dick's keeping in contact with Superboy, and the success rate is getting higher and higher per each of the iterations he's trying, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Dick doesn't want Dawn to kill Jason Todd, so they have the little tussle. Dawn somehow, he throws the bat and knocks the gun out of Dawn's hand, but she eventually reaches the gun. and she pulls the trigger. As Superboy's got a 1%, like 99% success rate on the thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, we've got to go. So he super speeds over from the Batcave to the room that Hulk was meant to be in.
Yeah.
Right? In Wayne Manor, by the way, yeah? So the location's not far. So if you're super speeding, you could go from there to there, lightning quick. Except that he can't, apparently, because she pulls the trigger. Jason's like, oh, well, it turns out that gun is not loaded with bullets. And this thing here, the trigger that I've got, it's not even the thing that makes the bomb go off. The gun is the trigger that makes the bomb go off.
Yeah.
Dawn, you killed Hank. Ha, 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 right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm like, all right, that probably took about, 2 minutes to explain all that? And Superboy can't go from the Batcave to those...
How it's filmed, you don't actually know how it's filmed, because that could be going on. As she put the trigger, that's when he got to the room and exploded. No.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's not really timed well how they've done it, but
exactly. Because you know what they wanted to do? They obviously wanted it to. He reached the room, not in time to save Hank, right? They needed that absolutely, right?
Yeah.
Except that going from there to there, in the same vicinity, literally 2 floors up at super speed.
How do you know it's 2 floors up?
Yeah, well, wherever it is, right? Wherever it is, in the Wayne Manor, it's just like he's moving at super speed. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyways, then Hulk blows up, right?
Yeah.
And another thing that don't make sense because Superboy gets there, and the Hulk blows up, right? It's all fire in the room and everything. I'm like, well, hold on a minute. These Wayne Manor rooms are well constructed because the only Hulk in his bed blew up, and the rest of the room is fine. No brickwork flying out the windows or nothing like that, right? The room is perfectly fine itself as a structure. Yeah. He just blew up there on the spot, and it just seemed like it was then confined to where he was. Right. Okay. Whatever.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm picking on the show, but like I said, right, I just have to take my brain out of my skull when I watch this.
I suppose. Yes.
I have to watch it on the equal level that the show is at. Yeah. Okay. So that was like that. Okay. So
I didn't think Hank was going to survive. If I was honest, I actually thought it was going to save him, but
it made sense that they've got to make Jason unlikable.
Yeah.
And that's why they did that. And then they obviously kind of didn't want to make him too unlikable that they couldn't redeem him. So it's like fear gas made him do that. All right. Scarecrow made him do that. All right.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
In the meantime, Superboy, Starfire somehow finds out her sister is still around.
Yeah, because she was getting visions. Because I think they're like they got some psychic link.
Yeah.
They didn't know about. Yeah.
Which is a bit random, right? As in the sense that when she gets these things at inappropriate times,
yeah,
the twin vision or whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
and they rescue her. Being Beast Boy, Starfire, and Superboy.
No, Superboy wasn't there. It was just Beast Boy and
Starfire. Yeah.
Yeah, because whenever she keeps having these weird blackouts, he's always the one who's around.
Yeah, Beast Boy is always around, and he always gets it's a running joke. Seems like
yeah. Because like when they go to the facility, it's funny because she just turns up there, and then she in the middle of the field, and she's like, "Okay, what am I doing here?" And she hears banging in the car boot, and then she opens it, and he's like, "Why did you kidnap me?" He's like, "Wait, what?" Yeah. So I thought that was quite funny. I like Beast Boy; he's cool.
Then Superboy ends up being Starfire's sister's toy boy.
Yeah.
I'm like, right, okay. I mean, I mean,
not?
Well, yeah.
It was weird, but I was like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, well, at least they give him something to do, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, what is he doing for the rest of the show? He's not doing anything.
No.
So it's like, fair enough. Yeah.
And also this episode, well, at this point, this is when Dick kidnaps Scarecrow to
try and find out more about what's going on with Jason Todd.
Yeah.
And he takes him to this old cabin in the woods that Bruce used to take him and Jason to either train them, depends on what time of the year it was, or to have father-son time with him. Weird person.
No, this is what I'm going to say. Right? He's taking them to terrorize the kids, to throw them into the outback, right? And say, you're going to either kill the wolves that are surrounding you, or you're going to die. Because young Dick walks into the cabin with a wolf's head. Yeah. I did it, Bruce. I did it. I'm like, Bruce, man.
Weird. Yeah, I'm like, that's not weird.
No wonder why all your kids are screwed up.
Yep.
Jesus.
This is what he learns.
But that's like, okay, first of all, when we were saying they didn't even try to make the Red Hood, who the Red Hood is, a mystery, because episode 1, Jason Todd dies, right?
Yeah.
Episode 2, he's gone terrorizing the underworld of Gotham, and he gets into encounter with Nightwing.
Yeah.
Who throws his baton and breaks a piece of Red Hood's mask.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're like, all right, well, we knew it all along, and I think the writers were like, well, we're obviously not going to hide who he is, because there's probably more tension of them knowing who he is and how the characters are gonna work around it, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, as well, like advertising, they probably knew that they knew that Jason Todd was Red Hood already, so
yeah, it's kind of like public knowledge at this point.
Yeah. So fair enough. How and why did that make sense?
Yeah.
So So the cabin, okay. So they get in the cabin. Jason Todd and Red Hood and Nightwing have that little tussle.
Yeah.
GCPD find out where it is as well.
Yeah.
Because Barbara worked out, because she knows where the cabin is as well.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait a minute, if they've come here, then that point from there, they're close to this location here. Therefore, they must be there, right?
Yeah.
She sends a police sniper helicopter there, while Jason and Dick are fighting.
Yeah.
And even though he hasn't got a clear shot because it's got trees and then moving bodies as well, he takes the shot and hits Nightwing.
Yeah. Right in the shoulder.
Yeah. The first of many. Oh, here's the thing, right? As we were saying before, Nightwing needs to wear some sort of helmet or something like that.
Yeah.
Something, because
just give up.
That bullet went through his armor, which is fair because it's his armor piercing bullet, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because later on he takes bullets to the back and he's fine.
Yeah.
But it's just like, dude, you're getting shot in places that you probably
shouldn't.
Yeah, and you're lucky that these people are poor shots or really accurate shots, because a couple of inches here or there, you'd be dead.
Well, yeah. I'd say something, but we'll get to that point now.
So, I think that's when the Jason starts his face turn, right?
Yeah. Because it's when you
then we find out, obviously, the history of why he was
resurrected.
Yeah, the Lazarus Pit. How Scarecrow was manipulating him from the very beginning.
Yeah. We
also
meet Leslie Thompson, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And Jason has some weird dream about Donna Troy, and you're like, oh, okay, that's random.
Okay, right. Okay. Before we go into that, right, because we got to explain something else, right? And then we go into that. So, Raven has not made an appearance in this series for how many episodes?
5 episodes
at least
at this
6,
point.
Right?
Well, would it be? Yeah, no, at least 7.
Yeah, something like that, right? Because and then when she finally makes her appearance, she's on Themyscira, the island where all the Amazons are.
Yeah.
Trying to resurrect Donna Troy. Or whatever they're trying to do. Okay. Yeah. Because I say that because she's not successful in whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
And the Amazons are making fun of her. Well, not making fun of her. They're just kind of being a bit.
But that's. Do you want to get back to that part a bit later? Because that's a couple later episode film. Because I'm saying, because in this episode, when we find out about Jason, Lazarus Pit, and that, at the beginning of the episode, he has a dream, and Donna Troy is saying something to him. He's like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And that's I thought don't want to jump too far ahead.
Okay. Go on, I tag you in then. You.
And then, so he's really thrown off by the dream. And this is when Bruce is like, Jason, you're not sleeping. There's stuff going on with you. You can't be Robin until, you've gone to see Leslie Tompkins. And she says you're good to be Robin. So Jason being Jason's like, I don't want to do this. I've been to psychiatrists, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But Bruce is like, no, son, I need you to do this. And he's like, okay, I suppose I'll do it. So he goes to Leslie. He starts being a bit of a dick about it. Trying to question her to get to know more things about her. But she doesn't fall for it. And he keeps going more and more to her sessions. And you can see, like, he's actually taking it in and he's changing to be a better person.
Yeah.
And then this is where Bruce picks him up one time. And they go to Murder Alley. And Bruce is like, yeah, I don't want you to be Robin anymore. And Jason starts flipping out and saying, you talked to Leslie, blah, blah, blah. He goes, no, I didn't talk to Leslie. This is a decision I made on my own. I want you to be safe because I care about you as a son more than, being Robin. And then Jason flips out because he thinks it's because he's weak, because he's scared and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then this when he goes to see Scarecrow to kind of find out the anti-fear toxin stuff so he could be fearless. Dude, that makes no sense.
All that wackiness.
Yeah. Because it makes, like, I get, like, his reasoning all makes sense, but it's like, why go to this dude who's a master manipulator to do this? But he has these hater blockers on, so he's not going to see the obvious, is he?
Well, look, all we can say is now Jason has the ability to create fear toxin if he wants.
Yeah.
Anti-fear toxin, whatever, because whatever amount of time he spent making those chemicals and sniffing them and inhaling them, Jesus. Yeah. No wonder why he went nuts.
And, and this is the first episode where you could kind of see why Jason is sort of the way he is. He just wants Batman's approval. Unlike in the comics where when he came back, he hated Batman.
Yeah.
Which kind of never really made sense to me.
Yeah, well, he hated Batman for not killing the Joker in the comics, that is, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine. But if you go by that logic, I mean... But Jason, you could go and kill the Joker.
Yeah.
Except that he can't either because of, comic book plot armor.
Yeah.
Joker can't die,
No. He can never die, sadly.
Exactly. So he's never going to get his revenge, even though for all these years that he's still around, he still could have just killed the Joker. But...
Yeah. And then it also shows what actually happened when when Jason got beat to death with the crowbar, and then how Jonathan Crane, aka Scarecrow, takes him to the Lazarus Pit, brings him back from the dead, and then he starts giving him an inhaler that manipulates him to be doing what he's doing. Yeah. And
we can rule Gotham together with fear, because Batman is also all about fear. You understand, right? And if we link fear, gas, chemicals into the water supply, like we do in Batman Begins, then we can control them because they need us to hide their fear. If we could show that we can keep them all safe, all right. Logical. I guess
it's logical.
I don't know how much chemicals you got to dump in the water supply and how constantly you got to refresh it.
It's just but like how... What I found funny is how, like, Jason just believed all this. Because, like, it like, from... Like, the most untrustworthy person as well, like, Scarecrow, you really think he'll do this?
But like we were saying, we know that he's been copping those chemicals, and his brain is like mashed up anyways at this point. And I know they don't state in the show, but the Lazarus Pit, when you come out, you're a bit psychotic, whatever. Right? Yeah. Cool. So not in the right frame of mind and manipulated. Fair enough. Okay. Fair enough. Then they're like, you know what we could do, right? We could get the people of Gotham, because they need us to protect them. We make you their savior, Red Hood. Right? But I'm like, hold on a minute. Red Hood, you went to the criminal underworld and you chopped all these people's heads off, right? You are with crime.
Yeah. You're so shit.
But are you saying that's the face you don't show the people, and then when you need to be the symbol of hope, right? And you unveil yourself to the people, you're like, well, make sure they don't know about my criminal shit. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Pick and choose, boy. Pick and choose.
Because it's like, they conflict against each other.
Yeah.
You know? But again, they never come back to certain things either. So it's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. So okay, I guess, sure.
So I'm probably going to skip really far ahead, but you can tell me not. You can fill in some other stuff.
Yeah, just skip ahead because nothing really much happens next. Like the next episode where they bring in Lady Vic, and you kind of find out more about Barbara's slight backstory. And that's about it.
Yeah. Okay. You do that first, and then we'll go on to the bit afterwards.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. You kind of flash back to 6 years ago where
Barbara had her legs, right?
Yeah, when Barbara had both her legs. Him and Barbara and Dick start robbing museums.
Oh no. Let me correct you there, right?
Yeah.
But okay, masked female is breaking into museums. Now I for some reason thought maybe this is Catwoman, right?
Nah.
Prototype Catwoman or something like that, because there's no actual costume.
Yeah.
Dick stares Robin. He sees it. He tussles with the lady, right? And I'm like, all right, she's been lithe and she's quite agile. I'm like, maybe this is a Catwoman. That's this version of Catwoman, except that it's not, because she unmasks herself and it's like, oh yeah, it's Barbara Gordon. I break into all these places to keep Gotham security on point.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So you continue. Go on.
Yeah. So then she convinces Dick to stop doing it with her. Yeah. And he's like,
crime.
Like these little hijinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
because she can probably convince him to do that later on, but that's not
pretty easy to do that. And then they start talking. He's like, maybe you should become, like a vigilante like us. You could become Robin Girl. And she's like, that sounds stupid. Batgirl sounds better. So you're like, haha, that's a funny little joke.
Yeah.
And then flash forward a tiny bit. Jason Todd and Scarecrow are having their little differences because Jason's starting to think he's a bit too big for his boots. So Scarecrow hires Lady Vic to prove that Jason's like expendable. I can get someone else and he just fill in your shoes. So Jason's like, ooh, okay. I'm kind of scared now. And then you find out Lady Vic has actually come to try and kill Barbara Gordon because of Barbara, even though it's not Barbara's fault, Lady Vic killed her boyfriend because she tried to throw a knife at.
Okay. So Lady Vic accidentally killed her own boyfriend. That's what happened there.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, now I have a vendetta against Barbara Gordon. It's like, but you did it yourself. Stupid villain logic, but yeah. And
exactly. It's her fault that I accidentally threw a knife to kill her and she moved out of the way and I killed my own boyfriend.
Yeah,
But it's her fault.
Like, sure.
Not that it's my fault to throw a knife at her in the first place.
Yeah.
Well,
okay,
or that I instigated the point where it got to lethal combat. No. Just before that, just after. I'm not sure if it was before or afterwards, right? But you pointed out that Jason had a crisis of conscience.
Yeah.
Now, this bit, right, I'm going to say, does make sense in my book of why he did it.
Yeah.
He hires a webcam couple.
No, that's later on.
Okay.
That's way later on. Yeah, that's later on. That's off the next two episodes, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get into that now or get into it when you let me know?
Again, sick. Because the only other thing happens in this episode, Starfire brings her sister back to the compound, to Wayne Manor, and then they go off to find the lead about the Gotham bosses being in bed with Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that ever happens in this episode.
Yeah, so Jason Todd randomly hires a webcam couple, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, where's this going? Okay. First of all, because the dude is on the bed and he's got his boxers on, right?
Yeah.
And he's got like a silk shirt or something. And the lady's completely naked, which is like, why?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, if he's going to be in his underwear, shouldn't she also be in underwear? You don't need nudity in a show like this, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Unless they're going to be both naked, in which case, fair enough, right?
Yeah.
But you can't do that. It's just like, okay, you just pick the female to make her naked, whatever, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, sure. Okay, whatever.
And he's like, they're like, oh yeah, so what do you want us to do? And Jason's like, I just want to talk. And the dude's like, whatever, man, it's your money, your time, you pay for it. Yeah. Okay, so what is this, like role play or something? Yes, it is. Can you be Hank? And the guy's like, yeah, okay, you can call me Hank. And then he goes to the girl, I want you to be called Dawn. And she's like, Dawn? I'm a girl. That's you want me to, because you want me to role play a guy? And he's like, no, Dawn, like the sunset dawn. All right, so they're like, oh, all right. And then Jason's like, Hank, I'm sorry for what I did. And the dude's like a proper bro, is like, oh, it's cool, man. Don't worry about it, man. I'm sure, I mean, no one's hurt. It don't matter. Let it roll off you, bro. Sorry I killed you. And then the dude's like, what?
Yeah, what? He's like, can't pay me enough for this, and just leaves.
Yeah. He was like, this show's over, man. Whatever, he walks off in a huff. And I'm thinking he's walking over to switch the camera off, but I don't know what he's doing. All I know is that the lady then turns to Jason and says, she's giving a little pep talk or something like that. It's like, crazy stuff is going on, man. I'm sure you did it for the right reasons or whatever, even though he knows he didn't.
Yeah, and Jason says that. He goes, yeah.
It's a funny. Okay, now I get the idea of what they're doing, and this is more to facilitate the face turn of his crisis of conscience. But I was just like, okay, it's a bit unconventional.
Yeah.
But I accept it. Except that I was just distracted because I was like, that lady does not need to be naked at all.
Yeah, she could just be in a bra and knickers.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I know she had like pants on. You could see that.
No, she didn't.
No, you can see if you look carefully. You see she's got pants, like skin coloured. But yeah, it was just weird.
Well, wait, flesh coloured ones.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, okay. But you saying the actual actress, or do you mean the actual character?
Wait, what?
Do you mean she was wearing when they were filming, she's not completely naked?
Yeah, she's not completely naked.
All right.
But then if you also look, they never go past her belly button.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I thought I saw, because she pulls her legs up at one point.
Yeah, if you look, you can see.
All right. I just thought, okay, maybe like she wasn't wearing anything at all, and I was like, well, okay, that's a gratuitous for no reason.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it was a cool little scene. Like Jason realized he's.
Yeah. And this is where I think he kind of Scarecrow is like, you're nothing without me, nothing without the fear gas. You're trash.
Yeah. Oh. And then that kind of goes into the next episode where there's the whole Oracle being used, and you find out that Oracle was a software that Barbara Gordon made.
Yeah.
And then the DA or someone took it off of them because it was very intrusive. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Cool.
Yeah.
And so Dick and Barbara's using that to try and find out where Jason and Scarecrow are. Meanwhile, Starfire and Blackfire are following some leads about mob bosses, and they go to one mob boss, and she's like, okay, I will help you, only if you get my son to, come back to me, because I need to see my son.
So they go through all this loops and stuff to get the son back, just for the woman to kill her son because he was an FBI informant.
Yeah.
And Blackfire's like, not Blackfire, Starfire's like, that's the lowest of the low. I can't work with you, and she kills her. I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not mad at that, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
She's an alien. She has different rules from everyone else. She can kill.
Yeah.
Didn't really bother me.
Yeah.
So, then also, back to the Oracle thing. Did I say that you find out that Scarecrow has hacked into Oracle so he can see everything that they see. So he's still one step ahead of him, in a way.
Yeah.
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 And that was cool.
Except that, obviously, I think, so the Gotham Police Force... Okay, hon. So if I'm getting my timeline correct, you know, when you watch a whole bunch of things in one go, and then we're skipping back and forth.
Yeah.
So Dick is trying to find out where Red Hood is, and goes to trying to put him down.
Yeah.
And you get the people of Gotham who've been inhaling or whatever.
No, that's later on. That's later on.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's remember that. What else in this episode? That's really about that. And then the next one, I can't remember if that's it. Garth is always also trying to find out if Jason is actually a bad guy, because he's the only one who really we can't kill Jason. You know, he was one of us. He's a friend. You know, we can't just turn our back on him.
Yeah.
While all the others no, he knows what he's done. We need to kill him.
Gone too far. Let's put him down. Put him down for good.
So then Garth goes out to find Jason's friend Molly.
Yeah.
And find out some clue so we can help Jason. And Molly's like, okay, yeah, help Jason. Here's a note. Yeah, Jason's a bit weird, but you can help him, and I trust you. And that's really what sort of happens in that one. And then the next episode is where we find out Blackfire likes younger boys. Because I'm pretty sure what she did is illegal because he's underage.
Well, I mean, all we can say is this, right? Physically, he looks one age.
Yeah.
The fact that he's been grown in a test tube, though, genetically means he's another age, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And they're trying to hide it from Starfire. But this is when Starfire has another weird flashback. And she's like, this makes no sense because the other flashbacks I was getting had something to do with you, Blackfire. But this one had nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, I guess. Cool. And also during this episode 8, by the way, Jason starts losing control again because he's running out of his drugs. So he goes back to... No, so he turns on Crane again.
Yeah.
And this is where Tim Drake knocks at the Wayne Manor door saying, by the way, I know you're Nightwing.
Yeah.
And Bruce Wayne is Batman. And the second Robin must be Jason Todd because all this. And Dick's like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. So then Tim just brings out a ton of evidence that, only Dick Grayson does this move, and Nightwing did it. So
the exact same... Okay. He does the exact same thing that he does in the comics, where... Yeah, only Dick Grayson has done this move since I watched it under Flying Grayson. Yeah. Then Robin did this move. And then Nightwing also did this move.
Yeah.
Therefore, you must be that person. I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, I guess because they can't exactly find the most convincing way to do certain things.
Yeah.
Because they're not, the writers are not detectives, right? But it's just like, right, but that must mean that Tim might not be the only person that sussed this out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I thought it makes there's no other way of really doing how that origin for Tim, if that makes sense, because they tried it in New 52, and the New 52 one was stupid. So you know, so that was, and the whole time Dick's trying to deny it, even though he blatantly just say, "Yeah, you're right." This makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, Jason reaches out to Dick again. He's like, "Yeah, Dick, I'm sorry. I need your help. Come and meet me, please. You're my brother, whatever." And Dick kind of plays along. He's like, "Yeah, sure, Jason, I'll come and help you." Even though he told the Titans, like, "Okay, they're going to this place. We're gonna set a trap and trap them." Blah blah blah. While this is all going on, Tim is following Jason around.
Yeah.
And he follows Jason to the this abandoned pumping station.
Yeah.
Because he overheard Crane having a secret conversation with someone about it.
Yeah.
And he turns up there, and Crane finds him. He's like, "Oh, you shouldn't be here." So he shoots Tim, and Tim falls to the ground. And Jason comes. He's like, "Oh, what's going on?" Panics.
Yeah.
The Titans turn up, so they automatically assume that Jason and Scarecrow are working together again, even though they're not at this point.
Yeah. As you do, though. As you do when you see two people together and you're like, "No, ask no questions.
Yeah.
Let's go and get them both."
Yeah. So they leave Garth to tend to Tim, who's bleeding out.
Yeah.
So they go into the pump station where Scarecrow has sort of manipulated a trap for Starfire to blow up this canister that has the fear toxin in it to go into the water. And that's the episode. Oh, okay, cool. That's pretty. I see what they're doing. Then we sort of go to this next one with you talking about earlier with the Themyscira stuff and Rachel showing up after 9 episodes. Trying to remember about this one.
This is the one where the ghost train, right?
Yeah.
I like this episode. Actually.
Yeah, same here.
It made sense. It was like, so Donna Troy didn't die, except that she did, right? But Raven managed to pull her. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly where they're saying the afterlife is, because Tim wakes up, right?
Yeah.
He's on the same train as Donna Troy.
Yeah.
Where the train is going is another thing, right?
Yeah.
But they're like, there's demons and ghouls that are trying to steal people's souls here across during the train.
Yeah.
And Tim needs help, and he runs out of the train.
Yeah,
and
because he's
Donna Troy's like, what are you doing? I mean, like, do you need help? I can help you and stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously, because you're in that dream world, you sometimes you think you're the main character. So he just assumed that she's just one of the
many illusions or whatever. Yeah.
And she runs off. He jumps off the train. She jumps up after him, and they bump into Hawk.
Yeah.
Hank. Yeah. And they're basically just it's in the dream world versus ghouls, ghosts, and whatever. Well, not as epically as I make it sound, but it's more like how Tim's gonna come back from dead, but not because he's not really dead.
Yeah.
And also how Donna Troy is coming back from the dead as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty. I like you're saying before, how they kind of explain the afterworld in this.
Yeah.
Because like, the DC art in the comics makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah. And it's kind of cool that there's like a place when your soul's not ready, basically you just stay on that train.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good bridge to how they come back.
Yeah. And it wasn't weird and convoluted. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
It was pretty straightforward, but that means Donna Troy's soul's been on that train for like a full year and a bit.
Yeah. And then while this is going on as well, we see, like you said, Rachel training in Themyscira.
Yeah.
And they're like treating her different because they're scared of her powers and whatnot. And then also we see Bruce Wayne writing a will because he's basically beside himself for like killing the Joker and letting all that stuff happen to Jason. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
Which, how they've set him up in this whole season, it's like I can buy it.
Well, no, that, yeah, but you would have thought, hold on a minute. So it took you X amount of time from the point where you killed the Joker to finally think that you're gonna top yourself. But the problem is, obviously, we don't know how long. This is episode 9, and he killed the Joker in episode 1, right?
Yeah.
But we don't know the time period between that and that.
Yeah.
So we don't know if it was. I mean, we're binge watching it, so it's like it just seems real quick. It's like, yeah. You know what? Hours later, I regret my decision. Even though Night and Day have gone a couple of times, so was it a week later? Maybe it's several weeks later. You know?
Yeah, you're not really sure.
Yeah.
And then so he sets this castle he's in alight, and Donna Troy appears there and saves him.
Yeah. Well, okay. This is the thing, right? When they come back from the dead, exactly where do they appear? They just appear where it's convenient. Not criticizing it. I'm just like, they don't specify, and they just happen to be there. I guess, you know.
Because like Tim, they explained it. He woke up in hospital.
Oh yeah, because they had this body in the hospital.
Yeah. But like, did Donna Troy? Because her body was on Themyscira still. So when she came back to life, did she literally just got up and left?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. That's the kind of one. That's why I didn't understand. I was like, all right. And can she fly? Because they haven't established in this that she can fly or not.
Well, yeah.
Which I'm not really bothered if she can fly or not. But it's just like, how did she get from wherever Themyscira is? Unless Paradise Island, Themyscira is near that castle Bruce was. You know what I mean? I don't know. Whatever. And then also had a nice little bit with Hawk, because he sacrifices himself to get Tim over the bridge so he can get back to the real world.
Yeah.
And then you think, oh, he so must have got taken by the ghouls. But he walks out on the other side of the bridge, still on purgatory, whatever it is. And then he sees his brother Don. And like, oh, that's pretty nice. They're reunited in the afterlife. Kind of left the window open if they want to bring Hawk back into the show, they can, because he's still alive, technically, but not. So yeah, that was cool. I like that. The reunion of Hawk and Dove, or Dove and Hawk, as Dawn said. But yeah, that was episode 9. Souls. That's cool.
Yeah. So this is where, because Crane got the Titans to set off the water explosion, whatever it is, to put the toxin. He's like, oh, the Titans did it. It was them. It was them all along. See? Yeah. And the Red Hood, he's your savior because he can take out these jabroni, these terrorizing Titans of whoever, right?
Yeah.
All theatrical, like you know how it is.
Super theatrical.
Yeah. So and the public decided to turn on Titans right away because they're like, why not?
Yeah.
But it's like, wait a minute. The Red. Yeah. Oh, you don't even know the history of this dude, the Red Hood. He's got guns. He's killing. Well, I don't say he's killing people, yeah, but he's hanging out with shady people, and all of a sudden you're like, no, but this is our hero. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna say, Crane knows how to manipulate people for fear, and they inhale this gas toxin, so you can't see their stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just apply your own logic to it.
Plus,
right?
he had video evidence.
Yeah. The way he edited the evidence to make it fit his narrative. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Which was hilarious. Oh Lord.
Yeah. So then GCPD tried to take down the Titans, and then Titans get away because So someone's going to shoot down Nightwing, one of the cops.
Yeah.
The guy who shot him before, right?
Yeah.
And Barbara shoots him.
Yeah.
And then the Titans go off. Crane and Red Hood set up residence in Wayne Manor. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Sure.
So fair enough, Crane knows who Batman is.
Yeah.
Jason Todd knows who Batman is. Fair enough, right? They do. But all the people that are invading Wayne Manor that are part of your crew, they're gonna work out who Batman is.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Unless they don't show him with a Batcave, then I think you can get around that.
Exactly. But they didn't know where Crane was when he was doing like later on, where he's masterminding everything. He's in the Batcave.
Yeah, but I don't think he has anyone with him, so I think sort of get around it like that. But I was thinking the same thing. It's like, this is a bit obvious, right? But I don't know. So
Dick accepts the fight, the challenge to fight Jason Todd in public. Nightwing versus Red Hood, okay?
Yeah.
And this is where... So, yeah, okay. The size difference comes... Okay. Now, in the comics, Jason Todd is taller than Nightwing by a couple of inches, right?
Is he?
Yeah, Jason Todd is 6 foot and Nightwing's 5'10".
Okay.
In the comics, anyways, yeah?
Oh, I never knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Jason's a bit bulkier as well.
Yeah.
Because of his fighting style.
Yeah.
Here, Jason looks like Nightwing looks tall, right?
Yeah.
And looks like and Jason looks like a smaller boy. And you're like, all right, well, first of all, okay, but at this point, I can't get behind Jason getting beat up as a pure heel because he's like he's having a little mental breakdown. I can see how he got there.
Yeah.
Right. And I can see why Nightwing wants to beat him up, but that's fair, right?
Mm.
But Nightwing's coming in with the mentality, I'm just gonna beat him up.
Yeah.
And Jason's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what's going on.
I'm mentally broken at this point. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. So you're beating up a guy with issues.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And then he also looks smaller than you.
Yeah.
You know, like there's quite a difference in their height, it seems.
Yeah.
Between the guy playing Dick Grayson and the guy playing Jason Todd.
Yeah.
So it's like, and he looks like a kid as well, Jason, the Korean Walters.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my goodness. But they have a little tussle. Jason's not fighting at his best, what we were saying, because he's got his own mental issues going on.
Yeah.
And obviously you can't have Nightwing lose clean to Jason to Red Hood. So the people of Gotham are coming out and watching the fight, and one guy pulls a gun up, and Dick goes, "Don't be stupid, right? Put that thing down. You're gonna hurt somebody." And then he just turns around to beat up the Red Hood even more.
Yeah.
Like, all right, but you're beating up our hero. And so the guy shoots the gun and clips Nightwing in the throat.
Yeah.
In the side of his neck, yeah. And then they're like, Red Hood, Red Hood, Red Hood. Even though it's the kid that shot Nightwing and put him down, they're chanting for the Red Hood. All right, okay.
And that's when, again, Red Hood has like, the moment of clarity is like, this is not what I wanted.
Yeah.
And he runs away.
Yeah.
And then the gang just keep kicking the crap out of Nightwing.
Yeah. The gang of jabronis the randoms, the random strangers, yeah?
Yeah. And why this is all going on as well, Starfire powers get stolen from her sister. By her sister, sorry. So she's normal. Dick put Superboy in a kryptonite-infused coma.
Wait, hold on. That was before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So the reason why Nightwing went to fight Jason Todd by himself. Yeah. So he's like, Superboy's like, I could come with you. I could come help you. You can't stop me anyways because I can do what I want. I got the powers of Superman.
Yeah.
You also got Superman's weaknesses.
Yeah.
He does the Sonya Blade Death Kiss.
Yeah.
With kryptonite dust.
He does a classic Batman Dick move rather than like, you know what? I'll hear you out. Nah, I'm just gonna use the thing that could kill you to subdue you for now.
To be fair as well, what they point out, Starfire is like, Dick, Batman. The last words Batman said to you were to be a better Batman. Now he didn't say which way that would be a better Batman.
Yeah.
Better Batman, as in, don't kill the people and be a better symbol of hope or whatever you want to call it. Be a better hero, or be better than him and murder everyone.
Kill everyone.
Yeah, kill them all, right? So there's no criminals left.
Yeah.
So because that's where Batman failed. It's like, yeah, all right, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Bruce was pretty unclear with his instructions.
Yeah, so left to interpretation. You're like, all right, I guess. Murder is the way forward, I suppose.
I don't know. We have to find out. I mean, let's do what we do, and then hope that we guess right. I guess. Yeah.
And then, while Dick's dying, Garth, Beast Boy, is in some warehouse because he got tranked by one of the police. Why the police try to take the Titans. He wakes up and Rachel's there because she's used her teleporting powers to get back to Gotham. And she could feel something bad happening to Dick.
Yeah.
And that's when the episode sort of ends. Oh, also, Donna Troy arrives at Gotham as well. And that's...
Beast Boy turns into a bat, and that's when the episode ends.
No, that's the beginning of the next episode.
All right, okay, yeah, sorry, yeah.
So yeah, like you said, so Rachel could feel him dying. So Beast Boy and her find his dead body just lying in the street, and the bats come because I'm guessing bats are protectors of anyone who's a part of the Wayne family. I'm not sure.
Yeah, who knows exactly? Because this just reminds me of when in season 2 where Nightwing got the symbol of being the Nightwing. It's like, where's that bird come from? Whatever.
Yeah.
The Aztec bird of, and then the suit that's already created. But I was like, oh, shut up.
But like, because they made hints of the bats earlier in the episodes. When God was in the Batcave and stuff, they would always be around him and stuff like that. So there's some weird thing there that I don't know.
Yeah.
So then the bats come like gather around Dick's dying body, which leads Beast Boy to turn into a bat, and then they carry the body off to the Lazarus pit.
Yeah.
And what is this episode? Yeah. So and then they drop him in. And we go through Dick's weird mindscape because he's having problems dealing with lots of things at the moment.
As all these people do.
Yeah. So he has flashbacks of his life with Bruce when he's younger. And meanwhile, his bad subconscious is talking to him as manifested as Crane. Scarecrow, and he's like, you disappointed your real father, you know. Something. What's his dad's name? I want to say John Grayson. It's probably not John Grayson.
I think it is John.
Oh, then yeah, you've disappointed him.
John and Mary Grayson, is it?
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it's like you would have disappointed him to what you've become. Yeah, you're just a wannabe Batman. You're broken inside, just like Bruce. Yeah. And then there's some weird clip where he turns into... Although you've always hated Jason because he took your place from your fake father. Yeah. And then he looks down and he's wearing the Joker's costume as crowbar. Yeah. And he starts just smacking the crap out of a manifestation of Jason. You know, this is pretty dark.
So not only that, he's wearing the Joker costume essentially.
Yeah.
The purple suit and whatnot, and like you're saying, he's beating the crap out of Jason.
Yeah. And then, why this is also all going on, Donna Troy is having a fight with one of the people for the Themysciran Island, saying that you can't be ready to go to Gotham until you fight me and realize your true potential.
Yeah.
And I've noticed in this show, they have a lot of things against people that are half of stuff.
Yeah. They're racist, right?
Yeah. Because she goes, you always hated me. Donna goes to the woman, you've always hated me because I was half human. And then the woman goes, no, that's why we need you to be strong, because you are born to lead. You're like, okay. Yeah. Then that kind of comes into play later.
Yeah.
Also during this... Starfire is walking around with no powers in Gotham, and she meets this baby that she keeps seeing in her visions with this woman. So she goes to the woman, hey, you just got racially assaulted, basically, in a shop, and your baby's ill. I've got the medicine, but I need to talk to you. So they talk, and then she kind of comes to the realization that she's like her past and stuff, which I'll get into in a sec. But then this guy comes and goes to the woman, hey, you owe me money. And woman's like, I told you in a month you get your money. He goes, well, since drinking the water, I've gone kind of crazy, and it's made me think, I'm not going to get the money from you, so I'm going to shoot you. Another problem I've always had in anything where if you're going to kill someone that owes you money, you're not going to get that money because that person's dead. But anyway, so then Starfire gets in, because they're like, dude, no, you're not doing this. So he shoots Starfire.
Yeah.
And we think she's going to die. And then this where she has a flashback where she found out she was born with no powers.
Yeah.
And her parents are like, well, we need to lie to our people to tell them that she's the rightful heir and she has powers.
Yeah.
And Starfire's like, okay, that's new to me. I always thought I had his powers. And then she has another vision straight after where her sister's born and she has the powers. And the dad's like, well, you witch lady, you got to swap the powers between my children because Starfire's the rightful heir. And Starfire wakes up like, oh, wow, that's what the problem was.
Yeah.
This is why they treat my sister like dirt. This ain't cool. And she gets new powers from this, which is to generate a blue light, but I don't know what that goes from there. Then we flash back to Donna Troy, where she finds Tim, and he starts telling her about...
so people are leaving Gotham, right?
Yeah, because Gotham's a crap hole.
Yeah, and somehow Donna Troy magically encounters Tim Drake as he's leaving Gotham, and she's coming in. Coincidence, but whatever, you know?
No, he's still there.
Sorry?
He's not leaving.
What?
No, he's on a roof after getting out of hospital. No, for some reason he's on a roof staking out something, and Donna Troy bumps into him there. Don't know why she's got.
Yeah.
And then they reunite, and he basically tells her what's going on in Gotham, and she's like, "Oh, I need to help my friends," and she's like, "No, you gotta help us," and jazz. And then we go back to Dick in the Nether realm where he is.
Yeah.
And he realizes, no, I'm not a disappointment to my fathers, and I don't want to kill Jason. Jason's as messed up as I am, and I need to help him because he's my brother. So then he comes back alive. He comes out of the Lazarus pit wearing normal clothes, but I'm pretty sure when he went in Lazarus pit, he was wearing his Nightwing costume, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That confused me. That confused me. Yeah, like, wait, what?
Yeah.
All right. Sure.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, yeah, I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, I should go back to see if I made that up or if it actually did happen. It just threw me off.
Well, it might just be that when they put him into the pit, when they put him in, you didn't see specifically how they put him in. He was just kind of in there.
Yeah.
Or at that point they dipped him in, but they never took him out of his Nightwing suit. So when he come out, he wasn't ever in. He didn't need to come out of that. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, that was that episode. Episode 10. I thought I was going to say.
So is this the point where Barbara tries to use Oracle to narrow down where Scarecrow is? I think.
Yeah.
And then GCPT turns out to be all involved with Scarecrow as well.
Oh wait, I forgot a key point for the last bit. One of the visions that helped Dick Grayson realize that he needs to help Jason rather than kill him is he sees his dad with him as a kid, and he goes, "I'm sorry, Dad. This is John Grayson." He goes, "No, son, it's okay. I forgive you." Don't know what he's forgiven him about, but whatever. And then he hears someone say, "Daddy." And he turns around, it's a little kid holding the red balloon.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the balloon is an indication of Jason, the Red Hood.
Yeah.
And obviously the kid is his kid with Starfire, obviously, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I don't get this, but I'm guessing this child's saying for me to forgive Jason?"
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. Who knows exactly?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Barbara Gordon has to shut herself inside the room with Oracle.
No, she breaks out of prison first.
Sorry?
Remember, because she shot that dude on the police force, they have to arrest her. Yeah. And then you find out a character we totally forgot to name. Her assistant deputy police lady.
No, her second in command. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
because not really her assistant.
No, her second in command is actually working for Argus, and she's been there to sort of keep an eye on her and the Titans.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're like, that's pretty cool. Because I was thinking, this one's getting way too much screen time for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you find out, and she's part of it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go on what you're saying now. Sorry.
So, So the final showdown with Crane, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
So
then they go to the Wayne Manor to fight all these people afterwards.
That's the last episode. This is the episode before.
Okay.
So Dick gets in contact with Jason again, and he's like, "Yeah, we need to team up."
Yep.
Because they've learned the plan that Crane's plan to kill everyone in the city, and Jason's like, "Nah, this is not good.
It's a bit too far for me."
Yeah, he's like, "I signed up to killing a few people, but not a lot of people, you know, because that's just bad." So Dick meets up with him, and Jason's like, "I don't. You sure you're not gonna kill me?" He's like, "Nah, Jason, I want to help you. You know, we're family." And he goes, "But will I ever be a Titan again?" He goes, "No, you can never be a Titan." But which is true. After what he's done, he really can't be a Titan.
Yeah.
Because, but you know, you can help me save the city. And he's like, "Okay, sure." And while this is also going on, Donna Troy and Tim are trying to gather all the parts of Gotham that haven't given into the mob, the police, and Scarecrow to sort of make one final fight to sort of protect what's left of Gotham. So that stuff's pretty cool. And then this we talk about where Barbara reactivates Oracle to try and bring back Oracle in their ways. Also, while this is going on, Blackfire, who's now like, I care not for the human race. I'm gonna go back to my planet. Her and Connor go back to the facility where she was found.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, I'm leaving." And Connor's like, "Wait, what? No, you can't leave." And then Starfire shows up and goes, "Sister, I'm sorry for everything that happened to you. You got treated pretty bad." And then the scientist there goes, "Yeah, by the way, your spaceship's still here, but we don't have the ore to power it to get back there. But, you know, Superboy probably could do it because he can hold stuff that's really hot and all this stuff."
Yeah.
And because Superboy is obsessed with this woman because she, you know, was his first, as he kindly put it, he doesn't want her to leave for Tamaran because Kryptonians can't live on Tamaran, and he thinks he's going to marry this woman because he's young and naive. So he overcharges the orb, if I'm correct. So it blows up Blackfire's ship, so she gets stuck on Earth. And everyone's like, "Dude, you're an idiot." He goes, "But you never understand. I'm in love."
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So that was that episode. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened in that one. Nothing major. Yeah, so then we move on to the last episode, which is called Purple Rain. Not after the Prince song, unfortunately. August. I'm trying to remember what happened. Wow.
They essentially break into Wayne Manor, right?
Yeah, with the help of that woman V, the lady that helped Donna Troy. Not Donna Troy, sorry, Barbara.
Yeah.
Because she gives him something to override a router, if I remember correctly. Yep, that's what it is. Yeah.
Dick talks to... He needs Beast Boy to go in there to do certain things, right?
Yeah.
And he says, "You will have help."
Yeah.
At this point, he's already spoken to Jason Todd, was saying, right?
Yeah.
And Beast Boy's like, "Aren't you going to let me know who's going to help me?" And Dick Grayson is like, "No." I'm like, wait, what? Okay. I mean, it's a key component of your plan. You're not even going to tell one of the guys who you need.
And the guy that's okay with Jason, you could have told him, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they do a signal as well, so all the Titans come back and they all sort of like put their differences aside. Like Connor was like, "You know what, Dick, you nearly killed me with your kryptonite, but water under the bridge." Like,
yeah.
Okay, sure, that was easy. Because obviously now Dick's more like understanding and realize, because you know he died. He's like seen the world in a different light. He's like, yeah, I just stopped being a dick. No pun intended there, but yeah.
Yeah.
So Dick he's on a walkie-talkie to Garth, telling him what's going on, but then he has to leave because something happened. I can't remember why he had to leave. So he gives the walkie-talkie to Tim Drake, and why Beast Boy's trying to do the code of the router so he can get into the systems in the Batcave and that. Yeah. Jason's fighting off all the guards, trying not to kill this time. I was like, oh, Jason, good on him.
Yeah.
He no murder anymore.
Well, to be fair, for any entire series, I don't think he ever... Okay, he murdered those jabronis at the beginning, right? But then I don't think he ever actually murdered anyone straight. It's more like, if he ever shot someone, if he actually ever did shoot anyone, it was more of on the edges of not self-defense, but they're shooting at him rather than him just callously going in there.
Yeah. They kind of left him so he could be redeemable with the stuff he's doing.
Because they knew exactly where they were going.
Yeah. And then why this is going on, Starfire, Blackfire, Superboy, and Raven are making some device so they could save the people of Gotham. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Basically, there was a bomb that went off in downtown Gotham because the Scarecrow's planted bombs everywhere, and the bombs are letting out his fear toxins.
Yeah. And
it's killing people, it's that concentrated. So the Titans came up with an idea of, if we can get the water from the Lazarus pit, make some weather sort of device that will spread the waters of the Lazarus pit over the city to bring one back who died. I was like, science makes sense. All right, I'm up with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that makes sense. I thought they were gonna ever. If these people are dead, they're dead. It is what it is.
Yeah. So I mean, look, right. You look at the logic of, if this fails, it doesn't matter because these people are dead already, anyway.
Yeah. So like, okay.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's it.
Yeah, we've tried. Like, that makes sense. So they do all that. Then now Donna Troy's immune to lightning, if I remember correctly. After dying from it once, she comes back.
Yeah,
you can't kill her with the same thing twice. Like I can't remember what character in something that happens. And then Dick finally sort of fights Scarecrow.
Yeah.
And he lets Tim Drake take the last hit, if I remember correctly, in it.
Yeah.
And the day is saved. That's cool. Because the Lazarus Pit rain actually did work, and it brought everyone back to life. And everyone likes the Titans again. Bruce comes back to Gotham, and him and Jason have another... Or him, Dick, and Jason have a father and son meeting. Because, Bruce basically said to Dick that he's proud of him for what he's done. He was a better Batman than he could be. Mm-hmm. And then Jason and Bruce have a conversation where Bruce is like, I forgive you for what you've done.
Yeah.
And even for being a murderer. But Jason's like, yeah, I can't stay though. I need to go. And he goes, okay, see you later, son. So you can tell he still sees Jason as son, and he still thinks Jason is redeemable, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Good way of going about it.
And the Titans go on a road trip.
Yeah.
And Tim Drake's with them, going to sign off, and they're like, "Aren't you coming?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, I'm a Titan." He goes, "Yeah, you can be Robin. Come on."
Well, I didn't say that. He goes, you could be trained. You're still, crappy, but
I say you can be Robin because we know where it's going.
Yeah, we know it's going. Yeah.
But yeah, they're gonna take him on the Titans road trip, or wherever they're going, whatever they're doing. And maybe at the beginning of season 4, he'll have his own costume.
I don't know. I think halfway through they'll probably do it that way because he's got to get the sign off from Bruce, though, innit? He can't just like.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah. Maybe they'll do something, and then at a certain point he will have to join them to do something as a costume. He'll probably start off as the tech guy or something like.
Yeah.
And then what else was there? Blackfire is going back to Tamaran.
Yeah.
Donna Troy is still Titan, but she said at the moment I need to sort my own stuff out. So I'm gonna go and see Dawn in Paris because that's where she's gone after Hank died.
Yeah.
And August asked her to join them as well, which is pretty interesting. Also, they made reference to Roy Harper again, so that's pretty cool.
So, okay, so overall, this is a better season than the previous 2 seasons because it actually does make more sense to me why people did specific things. That I want to say they're out of character or not, but you can always say there are certain things because of certain mind frames and certain chemical reactions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. Me personally.
Yeah. It was a better season for me because it actually just made more sense.
Yeah.
And Scarecrow being a lower threat level bad guy in the sense of in physical levels compared to the other 2 seasons, but he caused more problems it seemed as well.
Yeah. I like as well how they kind of said that Batman always thought he was a joke of a villain.
Yeah.
I like how they sort of brought that in and that kind of ramped up his his depth into madness at the end when he listens to like that the recording that Bruce is like, yeah, you know, he tries, but he could be better.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, overall pretty decent. I didn't hate as much as I disliked, but maybe just because I'm getting used to it and I'm like accepting it. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, maybe I'm just so used to the abuse that it just feels like it's now an everyday natural occurrence.
Yeah, by the end of it, you'll be part of it. By season 5.
But by the end of it, I'll become the abuser, right? Isn't that how it is?
You live long enough to become the villain. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no. Okay, as much as I'm hating on it, I'm like, you know, it's this particular season is not bad. It's the least obnoxious of the seasons, I reckon.
Yeah, I get that. It could be worse.
Yeah. I like how the journey for Tim Drake is a bit slower than, like, they could have just had him in costume by the second, like, you know, Jason Todd died, Tim Drake finds out, whatever, and then midway through the season he becomes Robin because he has to help the Titans. Nope, they've taken the time with that. It's good stuff.
Yeah, and I like how he isn't super like straight away. He's like, oh yeah, this guy's cool. He could be Robin. Yeah. He's like terrible.
Though, literally, they killed Donna Troy the previous season, and they're like, yeah, well, you know what? She's coming back right now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Whatever.
I was alright with that. Do you reckon?
Well, to be fair, they killed so many other team members off. They needed to boost up the rest of the roster. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, how many? You know, they killed Hawk.
Yep.
Dawn left.
Yeah.
They killed Donna Troy as well the season previous. So other characters. Yeah. Jason left by that point. Ravage left also.
Yeah.
So
I thought she would turn up in this season, you know, but
I do it as well, like how the seasons are basically single bad guy seasons mostly.
Yeah.
I mean, like at least the main bad guy for the season, and it's about them.
Yeah. There's like a through story. Yeah, what you mean,
yeah. Though I don't know, like they should have had more stuff to do with Cadmus picking up strings from the previous seasons, but like you say as well, they do what they do, and sometimes what they do is not the most satisfactory. But
yeah, do you reckon that they will bring back Hawk at some point?
I don't know. The dude's gone off to do Jack Reacher.
Oh yeah, good point.
But they could align, so.
Yeah, because they kind of, like we said earlier, like, they've kind of left it open that they could bring him back, because he's not dead or anything. Well, he's dead, but, you know, they've established the afterlife thing. Do you think Dawn will come back for season 4? Or
the what, sorry?
Do you think Dawn, Dove?
Next season? Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah. They're going to have to figure out something. Maybe her sister, Holly Granger, finds her other sister to be the other Hawk.
Remember, Holly Ranger's dead.
Sorry?
She died.
In the series?
Yeah.
No, her mum died, right?
Oh, it's her mum. Yeah. Then you're yeah. Yeah, because didn't she say she has a? I'm pretty sure in this she said she had a sister. So yeah, there we go.
Well, no, but then she didn't have a sister in the comics either. They just magically appeared when they need another Hulk, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're saying thumbs up, and I'm saying, I don't know. You're saying 2 thumbs up, and I'm saying 1 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down.
Yeah, if you want.
All right.
I'm just excited for season 5. I just wonder where they're going with it. It'll be interesting.
I too am intrigued. This strange thing. But yeah. Okay. Thanks for listening to this. Lengthy.
Sorry about that.
But then again, to be fair, these are 13 episodes we're crunching in to get 13 hours of episodes. So.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Yeah. So I am the man who's a better Batman, Tu Bai Chong.
And I am the Master of Fear, Carl Charles. And yeah, let us know if you enjoyed Titans. Do you like it because it's edgy and different, or are you upset?
Do you think it's a bit too try hard? Is
yeah, like you think. But yeah, let us know. Any favourite moments? Let us know. Do you think this was a accurate portrayal of Jason Todd?
Yeah. Or if there's any moments that you dislike, but like us, find humour in it, do let us know as well, because that's it's easy to rip into a show. But
yeah, it's easy.
If you just make it like I have any jokes about it, it's a bit more fun rather than I hate it because I dislike it, you know?
Yeah. It's easy to be negative.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let us know. And the places you can contact us on. And until next time, people, we'll see you guys later. And thank you for taking a trip
around the multiverse.
Oh, in sync. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.